Hey, what's going on, everybody? So I've had this Xbox Series X for a little over 24 hours. So just want to give you guys my thoughts on the system so far. So this system is really great in terms of graphics and just overall gameplay. You guys know that. I'm not really telling you nothing you don't already know. During my first 24 hours with this system, I have to say that I am impressed with what I saw. I'm gaming on a Samsung monitor that does not have HDR and it's only 60 hertz. So I can only speak for that, for what that's worth. So I don't have HDR. Well, on the TV that I game on a gaming monitor. I do not game on a gaming TV. I just prefer monitors. It's just my thing, and I'm not going to spend $600 or $700 for a monitor that supports 120 hertz, and that's that. Okay, I prefer resolution over frames. Don't know why, I just do. 60 hertz on the refresh rates, good enough for me. I'd like to have the 120, but I'm probably going to wait until next year. But I digress from my point here. So the controller, very, very impressed. Now I know a lot of people are saying that this is not next gen. This is it really feels more like just an upgrade. I get that. The reason being is probably because the controller's pretty much the same. There is some differences, however, that I do want to go over. And let's just jump right into it here. So, this is a Call of Duty Advanced Warfare Xbox One controller. And this is, it's not the launch controller. I do have the Xbox One Day One Edition from 2013 controller, which is this thing basically, except it's black. So if you notice here, you've got the, two separate pieces here. This did not support Bluetooth. You've got the USB-B port here, or micro USB rather. And this is, it was pretty nice for what it was. Felt great in my opinion. This controller felt better than the PlayStation 4 controller. So they revised this controller when they launched the Xbox One S. And that is this controller here, which again, I'm all about special edition. So these are special edition controllers, but we're not looking at the color here. I'm just wanting you to look at the overall design. The overall design here, they changed a few things. I will say the Gears of War controller here has some added benefits. Got like a leather rubbery grip on the inside here, and there is a texture. I'm not sure if you can see that well there. There's a texture on the triggers. Very nice feeling controller. The buttons click nice. Everything's nice like that. So with that being said, this is probably a better comparison because this did not have the leather inside. But what I'm getting at here is you've got the launch Xbox One controller, and you've got Xbox One S and One X, right? That's the standard controller that they had at that time. Now, that being said, you've got these two controllers, and you've got the Xbox Series X and Series S controller is what I'm going to call it. So this is a very nice controller. Not just saying that because it's new. I like it for a few different reasons. One, what you're going to notice here is it's a little smaller. I feel like overall, that's great for most people as it's going to fit in their hand more. You're going to be playing these things for a lengthy amount of time, and just being able to do that comfortably means a lot. You'll notice here, it's a flat finish here, right? Whereas with the Bluetooth, you kind of still had like a little indentation design type of thing there. And, you know, in the original launch, they had, you know, two separate pieces of plastic. These were not fun to take apart. I've not took the Series X apart. I probably won't, just because I don't want to void the warranty, at least not right now. So another big difference I want to show you guys is the USB-C port that they have went to. This is great because overall that's just a better way to charge, and just a faster, more efficient, gives you a faster, more efficient charge in terms of connectivity. And, you know, rechargeable battery is probably going to charge this thing a little faster. There's lots of benefits. I'm not going to get into the, you know, the benefits over USB change that they've made here in terms of what's different. Maybe I'll do that, you know, in a later video, kind of go over my thoughts on that. But right now, everything seems to be going to USB-C for a reason. And I think it's a good change. I'm glad to see that. Another thing I want to note here is, while I would have liked to have seen the leather that we saw in the Gears of War Xbox One X controller, this came with my Gears of War Xbox Series X. I would like to have seen that maybe on the inside here, but it's textured very similarly to this one, to the you know, Bluetooth that came with the Xbox One X and Xbox One S. The buttons feel very premium. What I mean by that is they just have a little bit more of a click to them. You just really just have to feel that. Really, most of the buttons feel the same. Well, okay, so A, B, X, and Y feel about the same. The pause, I'm going to call it select, and the media button, probably not the proper terminology, but that's what I call them. They've got more of a click to them now. The guide button feels about the same across the board for the most part. I did notice that on the launch Xbox One controller, the guide button kind of sticks out a little more, and later on when they revised it, they kind of went with a more smooth texture here. I was a little disappointed to see that they don't have an internal battery, but you could argue that that's a good thing because, you know, you can just buy a rechargeable battery pack and it's super easy to change them out, whereas with the PlayStation, once your internal battery burns out, you've got to disassemble the controller, and your majority of the population doesn't have the ability to do that. Not hard to do, I wouldn't say, but still yet, I mean, like I said, you can argue that point on here. You know, maybe it'd been nice if they would have included a rechargeable battery pack in there to kind of make up for not having a built-in internal battery per se. But, you know, another thing I want to go over here is I do have a Xbox Elite Series 2 controller that I've had for quite some time. I believe I got this around February 2020, earlier this year. But it's got a sleeve over it, so it's going to look a little different. But this is kind of, it's fully compatible with the Xbox Series X. It's one of the reasons I got it, which so is the original Elite, but they really, you know, made some changes here. They really used, they included a tool where you can actually increase the intensity of the analog stick, make it stiffer or looser. There's 3 different settings. But what I'm getting at here with this is, you know, I'm not really reviewing this controller per se, but also had the USB-C on this. So we kind of seen what direction they were going to with this one. A lot of things from this controller seems to have carried over to this controller. Textured, right? You've got texture on the triggers here, right? On the Xbox Series X controller, you've got texture. You've even got a little different texture on the shoulder buttons. That's something else I was going to go over, is that the shoulder buttons here just have a more premium feeling click, right? And even the Series X, like even this controller, in my opinion, these bumpers, shoulder buttons, click better than even the Elite Series 2. The Elite Series 2 controller, the guide button has more of a feeling of this power button on the console itself, which is on par with the same power button that's on the Series S and the Series X. So overall, my thoughts on the system and the controller is I'm very happy with it. One thing I did notice was a couple of times I had some issues with the system not wanting to recognize that it was not playing the Series X version of the games, if you will. A good example is Mortal Kombat 11. Wasn't really giving me an option to upgrade to the Series X version of that via the smart delivery system that Microsoft has developed to upgrade games for no cost on most titles, I would say. So I had to manually go to the store and go to the game, and that is where I saw where it gave me the option to install, and when I installed, it installed the Series X version of that game. Basically just updated it. So I did hook up an external hard drive, which is a Western Digital 1 terabyte external hard drive, very plain Jane, very simple, USB 3.0. It seemed to work good. It's definitely not on par with the internal SSD that we're getting with the Series X. So you're not really going to get those benefits in terms of loading. It still loads faster, don't get me wrong, but you're not getting the full, how should I say, you're not taking advantage of the power of the system. I also experienced some audio distortion issues with menu music. Fortnite, the menu music kind of tend to be a little distorted at one point. It went away. I'm not sure how or why that happened, but it did. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, played that for about 30 minutes to an hour. I'd say more on the part of, more like an hour. I did experience when President Ronald Reagan comes in one of the first cut scenes in the game. I did notice as the door was opening before the president came in the room, it did stutter, like almost froze. I almost felt like it was going to be a slow motion cut scene coming up. I wish I had footage, but I don't. I'm just kind of experimenting here. If you guys like my content, you can like and subscribe, and I'll continue to do this. I like doing it. I feel like, my opinion is very unbiased. I was very fortunate to be able to get one of these systems. I know there's a lot of people still trying to get one. I happened to get the last one at my local Walmart, so thank goodness for that. But I've been playing Xbox since the original Xbox. I love PlayStation. I look forward to getting a PlayStation 5. But as of right now, all I have is the Series X, and honestly, between the two, I would prefer the Series X. I've preferred Xbox consoles for quite some time. Nothing against PlayStation. I still enjoy PlayStation. I still have my original PlayStation. I will say, if you guys have any suggestions on videos, I would like to start doing, maybe some video and some repairs that I do, because, recently I've been repairing Nintendo Switch analog sticks, the Switch and the Switch Lite. So if that's something you guys would like to see, let me know. I really enjoy this stuff. I've been playing games, my whole life. Of course, I wish I could play more than, I get a chance to these days. But, I'm sure my wife's not been the happiest with me playing this thing for, the past, over 24 hours. I'm kidding. But seriously, though, this is a great system initially. I'm a little concerned with the audio distortion. Been hearing some reports of, system freezing and systems breaking, so I'm a little afraid that, something's going on internally that I don't know about that could be causing that. And in that hiccup that I saw in Black Ops Cold War, you almost felt like it was going to be a slow motion cut scene. That was a little concerning. Almost felt like it was going to freeze there. But, one thing to remember is that this is a brand new system, And a lot of times these are going to have problems. All right, that's all a part of it. That's why a lot of people skip out on the launch models of these consoles. I don't blame them one bit. Me personally, I'm always, day one if possible. Of course, I stayed forward before I was able to get one, unfortunately, but really happy with it. Again, I will say, while I'm still thinking here, that Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I was able to play that, and I did experience some pretty frequent screen tearing. I don't know if you're familiar with what that is, but it's basically just like little blurry ripples in the screen is the best way that I can explain that. Did experience some of that. Probably not, my wife didn't notice it, so it's probably not something that you're gonna notice that much if you're, your average person, I would say. But, me being, the gamer that I am, I just pay attention to detail. I noticed it. Yeah, so there's that. NBA 2K21 looks and feels amazing. Yes, it looks amazing. Side by side, I played the Xbox One X. That's what I've been playing. It's been my main console for quite some time since I got one when they launched. I got one of those day one. So resolution-wise, yes, it looks better, right? I mean, obviously, 2K21 looks better on this Series X. But I will say this, you really just can't put into words how much better the game just feels. I just started my career. I've not played any park-related games. So there's that. Something else, I noticed that I did get the Mamba Forever edition of 2K21. That came with 100,000 VC, and that got me to about a 77 overall. Not too happy about that. I feel like, they've went a little up on their prices with VC, which this is something we all know. I might cover that in a different video if that's something else you'd like to talk about. I know I'm all over the place here, but please just bear with me because I'm doing this just because, I feel like it's something that, if you're looking into getting an Xbox Series X, it's such an expensive investment for most. And I'm really just trying to give you the most raw, uncut perspective from an average family man, average gamer guy. This is great for me. I really enjoy it. But if you're looking to, what are you wanting out of a gaming system? Are you wanting something that's going to play fast and have, the best picture that money really can buy at this point? Then upgrade to a Series X, okay? But if you're fine with playing Fortnite at an upscaled 4K, I'm not sure what Fortnite runs at. I'm gonna assume it's 30 to 60, like we know it's somewhere around in there. The One X, maybe, better just to stick with that. I've not got a Series S. I don't know if I will. We'll see how that goes. If you guys like my content, you can like and subscribe. I hate when YouTubers say that, but I'm looking to get started here. If this is something that you guys like and enjoy, I'm offering, raw, uncut reviews and possibly some teardowns and repairs of game systems and reviews of different products. Maybe we can go over the Xbox Elite Series 2 controller and the dock that it came with that wirelessly charges it with a USB that connects in the back there, and it all came with the Elite Series 2 controller. So that's, things that I would like to do. So if you guys would like to see that, please let me know. If there's something you feel like I can improve on, shoot me a message, give me a comment, just let me know. Obviously, this is going to be a different video than what you're used to seeing, but I'm not paid, I'm not sponsored or anything like that. This is just, like I said, average family man who just so happens to enjoy gaming, okay? That's it. Wish I had, more opportunity to, game like I used to in my younger days, but, again, maybe if this takes off, maybe I can do this for a living. This would be amazing, right? I feel like I have a lot to offer in terms of that. But I'm going to go over a couple more things here while I'm still remembering it. Let's go over, some of the back here of what's the ports that's available on the back. Now, most of you probably already know. I'm sure you've watched a ton of videos already. But you've got USB-A, right? These are the super speed. I believe it's 3.0, but it's a USB-A, not the USB-C. I was a little disappointed not to see a USB-C port here or on the front there. But, it is what it is. We've got the memory expansion for the Series X here. I believe a 1 terabyte's going for $219. From what I noticed with my regular Western Digital external hard drive, I believe you're going to be okay with that. You're not getting the full benefits of the loading time and just the response time that you're going to get with the solid state drive in here. But for $219 for 1 terabyte, I just feel like it's a little early for that. So I'd put, your main 3 or 4 games that you're going to be playing pretty consistently. I have, of course, Fortnite's going to be on there. 2K is going to be on there. Call of Duty. And, there'll be a couple others that I'll change out periodically here and there. Borderlands 3 had a Series X update. Really enjoying that. The frame rate feels amazing. I played that one on the 1X, and while it was good, it stuttered quite a bit on the 1X. So on the Series X, it's no problem. Runs great. So I'm really happy with that. Having a lot of fun with that. But I'll digress again here. We've got the power port. We've got the HDMI out, Ethernet, and 2 of those USB ports. So overall, you guys probably already know everything in terms of what's on this, ports and things of that nature. But I just want to go over for those that this may be your first video. This is just raw and uncut, honest. Let me know what you guys think. And until next time, guys, first 24 hours, this Xbox Series X is it's going pretty well. Happy to have it. Blessed. Thank you.